What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Alita, Battle Angel. This comes from director Robert Rodriquez, who first burst onto the scene with El Mariachi. It was his debut, low-budget glory film. And then he followed that up with Desperado, with Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek, which is one of my favorite movies. I love Desperado. Matter of fact, Robert Rodriguez is one of my influences in life because I just loved his like low budget approach to filmmaking. Like he would direct, he would write, he would edit, and he just made me feel like, wow, I could do it too. You know what I mean? And I applied for a film school based on the strength of just following Robert's career. You know, I watched From Dusk Till Dawn, you know, the sequels to Desperado. I didn't get into the Spy Kid movies because, you know, I was just too old for that. And the Shark Boy and Lava Girl. But then he got me back with the first Sin City, which I thought was great. I really enjoyed Sin City 1. Sin City 2 was garbage, but the first Sin City I was all in. So I'm definitely a fan of Robert Rodriguez. It's good to see him back in the mix. I also like the Grindhouse joints, Death Proof and Planet Terror. This movie, Alita, is also produced by James Cameron. We all know James Cameron, Titanic, Terminator 1 and 2, Aliens, True Lies, The Abyss, Avatar. His resume is pretty unique considering how much money his movies make and how iconic they are with such a small filmography from this guy. So that's like a nice little match made in heaven right there. Alita involves the story of a distant future where everything's different. There's like this utopia that kind of hovers above, you know, what is now Earth, over polluted, just mess essentially. And they kind of just throw down the waste down into regular society. And down there, like the movie opens up with the trash being just filtered out of this utopia onto the ground, and you see a character played by Christoph Waltz, who is always great. Christoph Waltz is always just a pleasure to watch. Like it's something about him that I just really enjoy. And so we open up, he's like this technical genius, like an inventor and stuff like that. He finds like the basic torso of Alita, which is like kind of like a cyborg, like the human brain inside a machine, and you know the brain still works. So he gave her a new body, so she woke up fully conscious and like, you know, aware of what's going on. She didn't have her full memory of why she was, but that slowly starts to come together as the film progresses, and she finds out who she was and why she was created. And I don't want to give everything away, but that's pretty much the dynamic. And, you know, Christoph looked at her as pretty much like a daughter. And so they had that father-daughter dynamic throughout the film. And all the while, you know, there's this thing where, like, you know, a vast need for entertainment, which is like it's like a battle race between, like, you know, the cyborgs and stuff like that. And if you get really good, you could possibly go up to the utopia, and, like, you know, you could be at the bottom of the utopia is better than being, you know, at the top of this, you know, this type of living they got down here, if you want to call it a living. And so she befriends a boy, you know what I'm saying? Falls for him immediately, you know, teenagers, you know, they fall fast and hard. So they already established the love interest pretty early in the film. I'm picky with love interests. I'm picky with the love side of any movie. Like, you know, it's hard for me to care about it really quickly, especially when they rush it, when it's too fast, I don't buy it. I'm like, put the time in, I get everybody looks good and you get excited in the moment, but for me to care about y'all long term throughout the movie when the stakes are high, I need to fully believe in the relationship. Like A Star Is Born, I believed in that relationship. Like I wanted it to work. You know, I always use that as my current example of a relationship in a film, a love affair that I cared about. So now I'm comparing it to that, and it's just not that. Of course, they're teens. They haven't lived in a full life. You know, they're not grown, you know what I'm saying? One girl's a machine, so I don't even know how that's gonna work. How is that gonna play out? You're a human boy. Like, how do y'all smash? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that dynamic even like, you know? And I know we live in a time of sex dolls and stuff like that, so is it like that? I don't even know how that works. So maybe in the comment section, if you do sex dolls, tell us how it works. I mean, you know, no judgment here. Even my face might be showing some type of judgment. It's really, I just want to know. I just want to wrap my head around Like, do you just insert like a SIM card? That's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the movies. The special effects in the movie are really good. They kind of flow seamlessly because it's very effects heavy. You know, it's set in the future. There's cyborgs, there's regular people, so the effects are on full display. One thing about one of the takeaways from this film, Alita's eyes are huge. You could tell anime eyes were like really you could tell that was a major influence in the look of Alita. Like the eyes were just huge. And it's funny, like you get used to them. And it's funny that the actress that they model Alita around, you know, she has big eyes as well, like in real life. So you can see her in the character, which is pretty dope. It's a good 3D experience too. Like I recommend, if you can still catch it, I recommend seeing it in 3D because I feel like it really flowed well with the movie. It's not like a forced 3D grab. It didn't feel like that. It felt like part of the experience. So it's definitely a cool 3D experience. What I liked about this movie is the action. The action was dope. Like when the action would kick off, you could really see the choreography. Like you could see the moves being executed, you could see what's being done. It wasn't a big confusing mess like Transformers. It wasn't dark like Venom at the end when he was fighting, you know, the other Venom. You couldn't really see what was going on. This is action you can see, which I appreciate. I like it when I can see every move that's going. There's no shaky, Bourne supremacy camera work going on. You can follow the action, and I appreciate it. Like Alita could fight. She could really fight, and you could see it, and I like that. I was like, okay. So the fight scenes were good. We're good on the fight scenes. Yes. As far as the cast, you had Mahershala Ali in there as one of the heavies, and shout out to him on his second Oscar win in 3 years. Pretty dope. Jennifer Connelly is in it. They play like, you know, the villain type characters, and there's one major villain as well. You can tell it's set up for, you know, longer installments. I didn't really buy the villains too much. They really didn't connect with me. Like they were villains, but it wasn't like a good, like, oh, it was a good villain right there. They were just villains. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like villains really add to a movie. Like when you got a good villain, that can elevate a movie just to the next. And I feel like, you know, the villains didn't really do that in this film. So I was just like, oh, that's cool. But the fight scenes were cool. But I just, that whole love affair thing and stuff like that, it just didn't add any value for me. Like if they would have formed just a regular friendship, like in Bumblebee, they had like a friendship in that movie. Yeah, the guy might have liked her, but she really wasn't on him like that. I kind of like that because that felt realistic. Like, because in real life, you know, especially in the younger generation, you could like a girl, and she wants to hang out with you. She loves you as a friend, but she just doesn't see you like that. I was the king of the friend zone, you know, as a teen, like, you know, but I still hung out. Like, you know, because I liked the girl. Like, I liked her beyond the looks, yeah. But I was like, I'm going to just hang out. I'm going to take the L and just hang out. In some of the cases, they ended up liking me back because they spent time with me. Time was put in, so feelings grow. But that's what I want to see more of in movies. Like, let them be regular. Let the feelings grow. Let them be cool. And then, and I know you ain't got a lot of time in movies. You only got 2 hours to work with. But don't rush it. Like, a lot of us are not craving a love story when we go to an action movie. Nobody's like, I hope the love story's on point in this action movie. Nobody's saying that. I mean, maybe a few people saying that, but you know, that's not what it's about. And so they always force the love story down everybody's throats, man. I'm like, But just let them be cool. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody be in the friend zone. Let Alita be in the friend zone. Let's switch it up. Let's put the girl in the friend zone. Because the guys, we always get put in the friend zone. Let's switch it up. They're like, yeah, you cool and all, but you know, it's just, I don't know how it would work, human or robot. I don't know how we could, you know, because that could be a real issue. Like, you know, I like him, but you know, he's a robot. I don't know how we would. That's a real concern for a lot of people. Like, I like you, but you're an android, or like, you know, like Scarlet Witch and Vision. I don't know how that's working, but it works. I'm glad it works. You know, they've been a couple in the comics for a long time, but like, that's a conversation you got to have on the phone. Like, I like you, but, you know, you're not human. You know, I don't know how we could, you know. You ever think about that? I think about it all the time. You know, I don't know. They could have really went into that conversation. That would have been more intriguing to me. And I want to see more Robert Rodriguez films, man. I want him to go back to like a regular shoot 'em up kind of gritty action movie. Because I'm a fan of Robert Rodriguez. So I would love for him to come out of the heavy special effects movies for just a quick second and go back to something that's visually like Desperado or Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Just take it back to the real shoot 'em up action movie joints that I know he could do so well. I would love to see that from Robert in the future. But forget all that. Y'all want to know the smooth jazz review of Alita Battle Angel? Well, here it is. Oh yeah. I'm giving Alita Battle Angel 3 saxophones out of 5. The 3 saxophones for the good action. Yeah. I don't know what to say when I turn around, but y'all should put it in 3D if you can, because you know Alita's good in 3D. Maybe Tony Baker could be in 3D. Like if I point to you, you feel me? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, peeps, that's my review of Alita Battle Angel. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of Robert Rodriguez as a filmmaker too. I'd love to hear your input on that. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.